Eric, I care about this place and the people.
Well, what do you think I've been talking about? So do I. And you're going to let one man, one little man, jeopardize all of that. And your job.
Yes. Until I get the very last word that there is no way to arrest that spreading decline. Even if there's only one chance in a million. Because maybe just one little man is what this is all about. Good morning. I'm going to start out this morning by saying a few words about the citrus blight out at Zach Laird's groves. The blight is called the burrowing nematode. We know how to stop it at Zach Laird's, and we're going to. Now, you may be wondering, how did it get to Calhoun County? Somebody deliberately bring it in? I doubt that. The important thing is that there's no cause for alarm. No one is to go near Zach's. I repeat, no one is to go near Zach Laird's. Now, there are a number of host plants that can carry this nematode. I'm going to read them carefully. And if any...
Along with the sound of one's own voice, Department.
Following plants in your possession.
That's all he's ever done since he got this job is talk.
Eric, I don't know who you're mad at. Cal, Zach Laird, or the nematode.
You hit all the bases, Dollar. The only way to solve this problem is to get rid of all three of them.
Opinion?
No, it is not opinion, it's fact, Nan. There are several $1 million at stake right now, and the welfare of every family in the valley.
Except one.
Sounds just like your bleeding heart friend, Calhoun. Instead of doing something constructive, he's yakking his head off about the blight. This is all we need right now is a press agent for disease. I cannot tell you how much this is going to help us get that frozen juice plant built.
Look, you talk about constructive. You mean by cutting down all of Zach Laird's trees, that is constructive?
Yes, and don't start telling me about Zach Laird's rights, because he doesn't have any, not now. I'm not talking just for myself. Now, you know that there are maybe 500 or 600 people that this directly affects, including our own unborn child. Now, no one man has the right to stand in the way of that kind of progress.
Honey, we're not talking about one man. Now, Zach Laird has 2 children, and they probably will have children.
All right, I'm sorry for them. This isn't personal. Honey, if you'll think calmly about everything I've said, you'll realize it makes sense. If there is a rotten orange in a crate, you get rid of it. If there's a whole diseased grove, you get rid of it. You have to. No matter who it hurts, if you want your society to survive.
Well, I've listened carefully to everything you say, and I think you are absolutely right. Every point you make is perfectly sound.
But what?
But there's just one thing wrong. It is not humane.
County agent's office. Not 7 o'clock.
Felicia, this is my husband, Sid Grainer. Is Cal back?
Any more answers to my wire? Huh?
Oh, yeah, but the lines are always busy.
Well, you better call the county switchboard. Get her to screen every call. If it's about root cuttings, just have her get their name and number. But I don't want to talk to anybody except the people we're waiting to hear from.
All right.
What'd you do to your finger?
Broke a nail.
Told you to cut those nails. Can I help? Oh, thank you. Well, you might want to help Felicia make a record of all these cuttings here. Sure.
Thank you.
Dr. Chester Gibbs, Department of Agriculture, Washington, D.C. Chemical X ineffectual, chemical Y ineffectual, chemical Z ineffectual, only known method of control, bulldoze and burn. Rodolphus similis appears in Central Florida only. Dr. H.C. Hortense, Department of Agriculture, Experimental Farms, Beltsville, Maryland. Same thing. Same thing from Dr. Mullen in Fort Lauderdale.
Well, I guess that's it.
How will you hold off the mob out there?
Oh, that's easy. I told them to be calm, and they panicked, so now I'll tell them to panic. Well, guess I better get out to Laird's and tell them.
Cal, I'd like to go with you if you need me.
sure could use you, Abby.
It was nice of Sid to pitch in and help.
He's a nice fella.
He's going to ask me to give up my job and go away with him.
He's a terrible fella. Why'd you ever leave him?
I didn't. He left me. But that's not the question. What do I do now? It's awful cold and lonesome at night.
Abby, I only know what's best for me. Sure, it gets lonesome. Better somebody than nobody. Better anybody than nobody? Not for me. So, I'm alone.
Alone? What night was that? There's Felicia. She'd crawl on her hands and knees over broken glass for you. And there's that Betsy Beat at the art colony. And what's her name? That psychologist at the Oh, for heaven's sake, alone. You men, you spend one night a week by yourself and you call that alone.
You don't need me to help you make up your mind.
No, but you make a good listener. Thanks.
Lloyd, where you going?
Out to Zach Laird. There's a mob out there, madder than hell.
Wait a minute.
You get down the house and take care of Ruthie, and stay there. Why these trees have to be burned, Laird? They're going to be now.
What's going on here? Looks like you all of a sudden decided to call an outdoor meeting of the cooperative. Have you counted heads to see if there's a quorum? Who called this meeting? Mr. Sloan here? Zach, you don't want to hurt anybody. Now, come on. Give me that gun here.
Stand back, Lloyd. I mean it now.
Lloyd, just a minute, huh? Huh? All right, everybody, enough now, huh?
Enough of what, Cal? Look, we're in trouble. These men know what's at stake. They know the only way to get rid of this blight is to burn those trees. You think I'm enjoying this? When this grove burns, that's money out of my pocket. Our own county agent is endangering the future of all of us for the sake of a leaseholder who could ruin it.
Calhoun, come back! Wait a minute. Wait a minute! Wait a minute! What's happening to you people today? I don't even know any of you right now, and I grew up with most of you. Charlie, Pete, Simeon, Jeff.
Okay, Cal, so we grew up together. But we take care of our own. Laird here's a stranger. How do we know he didn't bring this blight with him? I gotta protect my own grove.
He's been here over a year, and this blight could have started 6 months ago. And I'm getting damn sick and tired of hearing about how this man is a stranger. Right now, the point is, what are you going to do about a man that's new around here? Is he going to get different treatment than Simeon or Mr. Sloan here? Huh? Simeon, when your herd was diseased, everybody was pretty scared, right? Could have swept all the cattle in the county, right? But nobody panicked, nobody moved in on you, no big mob came in and destroyed all your cattle, did they? You did it yourself.
Yeah, I shot every last one of them.
That's the point. You made your own choice, and you did it because you knew you had to. Jose, did a mob come in and ruin your cotton crop when it got boll weevil? You know they didn't. God knows the farmer hasn't been given much. But he has been given the right to choose his own way. The man who works as hard as you men do, from dawn until sunset, at the mercy of drought, flood, of every virulent bug and disease and new ones all the time, hasn't even been given the right of survival. But you do have the right to live this life in dignity. Dignity! And that's what this man wants. It's what I want, it's what you want, and it's what this man wants. Dignity. And if we don't do anything else, we at least owe each other the preservation of that. Dignity. Now you turn all those bulldozers around and just get out of here. Because Zach Laird isn't going to move, and neither am I. You want to bulldoze these trees, you go ahead. But you're going to have to do it over the two of us.
All right, Cal. It's up to you.
I think it's up to Zach. They're his trees. What do you say, Mr. Laird?
Abby?
Sid, what if we just stayed here?
You mean you want me to settle down here?
Well, you could get a job.
Well, I don't think I'd like it. You know me, Ab. I'm kind of a big city boy.
But you could try.
It's funny. You always used to say that to me whenever you had big plans.
You know, Sid, when you first left me, I sort of went blank for a while. And then I started moving around. I stopped at a lot of places, knew a lot of people. And when I got here, I looked around and I said to myself, if I can't make it here, I can't make it anyplace. And since then, well, here I am, and here I'm going to stay. It's a full-time job.
Sid, I do love you. I always did. I'm sorry I made you come here.
Don't be. So long, Agnes.
Morning, Mr. Laird. Zach? You're gonna have to plant a cover crop in here real fast.
I got no money for seed. Or nothing.
I know. But you do have neighbors.
What'd he say?
He'll accept help, but not charity.
A day's work calls for a day's pay.
He's gonna make it. Zach's gonna be all right.